Welcome back to King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the King Fan Man, and this is the KingCast, the live podcast where we do cover all things Bethesda. And today we have a stacked show. Most of the time we do, but today we do. We're going to be talking about the new content that is coming to Bethesda Game Studios games specifically in the year 2025. This year. Everything we're going to talk about today is coming this year. We have some new announcements with Fallout 76. We also have a kind of announcement about crossplay in Fallout 76. So stick around for that. We're even going to talk Starfield, ZeniMax, and even a little Fallout Shelter we're going to throw in there. There's some news about Fallout Shelter. So stick around. I know you will love it. If you are new to the King's Corner, please go down and hit that subscribe button. If you love Bethesda, then you're at the right place. Hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the like button too while you're at it. And I just have to say, we got several new members the other day on a stream. Thank you so much for those that are new members of the King's Corner. That's the way I can keep doing what I'm doing, is by the members and the Patreons and the super chat. So I'll just lay that out right there at the front. So if you want to join, you get a little crown by your king, crown by your king, king by your crown. You get a crown by your name, was what I was trying to say. But also remember, yes, the super chats are open because this is a subscriber driven podcast, and I will answer all of your comments and questions. And the super chats go to the front of the line. Vault text by, hey King, long time, good to see you, man. The Area Uncensored, how are y'all doing? Great to see y'all here. Wonderful, wonderful. Come on in. We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to start talking about Fallout 76, and that's probably going to be our main subject. But I will go over everything. We may even talk about QuakeCon for just a little bit, believe it or not. If we can get to that, I believe we will. Fallout 76. If you haven't heard, uh, during the Xbox showcase, John Rush gave an interview where he dropped a bomb that was not, excuse me, YouTube, not a literal bomb. He dropped a really great statement, and what it was, he said, Fallout 76 is getting the biggest update ever this year, and it's coming in the winter. So isn't that interesting? It's going to be coming exactly when we're getting season 2 of Fallout. So for once, Bethesda thought ahead, which is great. Also, in the fall, before we get that biggest update ever, there's going to be a builder's update just for people who like to build in Fallout 76. Now, he didn't go into detail what's in that. Uh, we'll talk about in just a little bit when we might get the details on what that big update is and what that building update is. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But uh, that is what's coming. Now, there was another little bit that I haven't heard anybody reporting on, and it was the fact that another guy that was there, and his name is, if I can get to it, Bill LaCosta. He's a lead developer there at Austin. He was asked the question about crossplay in Fallout 76. Now, the first part was the good news. I gave you the good news first. I'm positive. I like to be positive. Here is the bad news. The bad news is, he said, even though we're asked about it all the time, it's not coming anytime soon. And then and I'm glad the guy kept going on it just a little bit. He was asked why, why, and I really don't understand. You've got Microsoft has bought Bethesda, so we should at least get PC and Xbox crossplay. But anyway, he went into it a little bit, and he said the technical challenge for us is harder than we thought it was going to be. and it boils down to the way the servers are structured, is what he said. Now, I've got more to say about this later on in the podcast. We'll actually talk about it because I actually talked to Jeff Gardner back when he was the lead developer. I talked to him personally and talked to Chris. What was his name? He's not at Bethesda anymore either. All my contacts are gone from Bethesda. Anyway, um, I'll think of Chris's name here in a minute. But anyway, I talked to both of them about crossplay, and this was several years ago, and they had it ready to go except for PlayStation and Sony. Sony was the big stopping point, and they didn't know if they were ever going to get it because of Sony. Now, if they were telling the truth, and I have no reason to believe that they weren't, that was the truth back then. And like I said, that was back the year Doom Eternal came out. What year was that? That was a long time ago. So there you go. No crossplay in the near future, but he said yes, we are asked about it all the time. So maybe he did say maybe in the future, whatever that means. So let's go back to the biggest update that is coming ever in Fallout 76. Now, I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked today. In fact, that's how I've spent most of my day looking for an interview. There was an interview of, it wasn't John Rush, it was another one of the developers there on Fallout 76. It may not even been a Bethesda guy, it may have been an outside studio guy. But he hinted at, I'm almost sure of this, okay? I don't have the video evidence to back it up because I can't find it. Maybe they scrubbed it. He hinted at there being another map expansion, kind of like Skyline Valley was, that's coming in 2025. So I'm guessing that's what it is, since that kind of came out, leaked out a little bit, that we're going to get another map expansion, story expansion. I think the fans really liked Skyline Valley. I did. Uh, I, I I'll tell you what I have against it in a minute, but I did like it. I think that's the best kind of updates to have, where you've got the single player story type stuff and you add the events and all that. There's only 2 events right now in the Skyline Valley. I think they could have done more, but getting a whole new section of the map where you can explore, where you can set down your camp, then put events and stuff that go along with that. I'll go ahead and tell you what I have against it. As long as it just seemed like to me, I know Skyline Valley is a real place, and they did put some real places there in there with the park station and several things, the historical building. It just seemed like to me, maybe, that the other part of Fallout 76 had a lot more West Virginia lore in it, and we were going for the first time into Virginia, so I was hoping to really get a punch in the mouth of Virginia lore. I love that about the game. I don't know if y'all do. I love the realism that's brought over in it. Even the Mothman and the Grafton monster, those are real cryptids for that area. The sheep squatch, all that is real cryptids for that area. So I was hoping we would get, a little bit more that way, story based and everything. I hope if we have another opening of the map, whether it's toward Washington, D.C., remember Washington is close. And as me and Joe talked about on our Bethesda Brothers podcast just recently, there was leaked uh, drawings, leaked art of Washington, D.C. for Fallout 76. Now, back then, we thought it was going to be an expedition like the pit was and like Atlantic City was, but we've never gotten Washington, D.C. I just figured when expeditions didn't go over very well, they just kind of canceled it. But maybe, baby, just maybe, that concept art was for a map expansion. So there's a lot of ways we could go. We could go toward Pittsburgh. Those of you that are in the area of West Virginia could probably tell me more, what is right there on the boundary of West Virginia, where we could go. Let me catch up a little bit on the chats. We've got a lot to talk about today, all talking about the new stuff that is coming to Bethesda Game Studios games. And I will talk about ZeniMax for a little bit, so we'll just say Bethesda Games. Jeremy, what's going on? Good to see you. Love that crown by your name. Thank you for being a member of the King's Crew. It's what they all say. There you go. The area uncensored. Hey, Miss Queen, would you get Miss Candy and take her out?
I was bringing my chair.
Oh, come on, bring your chair. Absolutely.
My crisis has been averted.
But can you let Candy out?
Y'all, this is how we do things here.
This is how we do things here. Arthur, good to see you, man. Give up on Sony during the PS4 era. They really dropped the ball, man. Yeah, I used to be a Sony guy.
Oh, I still look bad on.
Well, you weren't here. There you go, honey. You're all up in the camera. Half of your head's gone. You got a new chair. That's what it is. Half of your hair. You got to lean this way. Talk and let them see if you can hear me because I've got this mic on instead of this mic on this time.
Oh, can you guys hear me? You know you can.
Now you talk louder than that. Come on. Hey,
I don't know what you're talking
maybe
about.
you won't be able to interrupt me as much like this if the mic's over here.
I can completely interrupt you.
Since Queen is here, she would get me if I didn't say Walter is back. For anybody that wants to give super chats, and I'll just give Walter here.
Did y'all see Walter last? I'm sorry, I wasn't allowed on the KingCast last week.
I actually used him on my live stream. I did.
I wasn't allowed on.
Emperor, hey, what's going on? Glad to have you here. Arthur says in Norfolk lore we have a singing mice. Wow. Imagine a pet rat that sings like a bird. So cute. See, I love that. I want them to do more of that real lore that's right there in Virginia, West Virginia, all that area. I really love that. And now that most of y'all know this, and I've said it in several videos, so I'm gonna quit saying it all the time.
Your king is gonna sing. You could sing though. Did you say you were gonna sing?
No.
Oh.
Take me home. There you go. Bethesda Game Studios Austin is not the main one working on Fallout 76 right now. It is other studios. In fact, it was other studios that did the Skyline expansion. That's why it was a little bit different. I don't think it had that zing. I liked it. Again, don't get me wrong.
It's like a little cat. You just sit here and
it just don't do that. It's just
only you.
Only you.
Let's put Walter away.
We'll just put Walter over here. Where's Walter? I had him where you could see him. There.
Where's Walter?
Where's Walter? There he is. Okay.
Y'all see this? Wait, here it is. Do y'all see this? This is from the dog.
The dog, yes. Pharaoh, come on back, man. We would love to have you in Fallout 76. Hey, DeMarco Dude is here. And look at that beautiful crown by his name. Thank you, DeMarco Dude. Dale is here, another member of the King's Crew. Thank y'all so much for being members of the King's Crew.
I'm looking pretty ranked today.
As Jeremy said,
I've been rained on.
As Jeremy said, for the price of a cup of Starbucks coffee, even less, you could be a member of the King's Crew. So
this is not Starbucks. This is better. It's Mountain Cabin Coffee by Melaleuca.
There you go.
If you'd like your own, let me know. I can hook you up.
It's about the same price then of Mountain Cabin. Okay. Dane is here. Dale is here. Pharaoh's here. DeMarco Dude's here. Jeremy's here. The Area's here. Arthur's here. Vault-Tec Spy is here. We've got all kinds of good people here, going back to the old days with some of the guys. I like that.
Do we have bad people here too? I mean,
well, they're probably lurking in the background.
I need makeup
now. I do.
Y'all, I don't have any makeup on.
I do wonder. Yeah, we know. I do. I always get in trouble. On these streams. I do wonder if we might get more Fallout. Now I know I'm getting greedy here, but could we be getting more Fallout in December when season 2 comes out? Maybe the Fallout 3 remaster. Maybe. And I really think about this, guys. I do think there is a Fallout 4 remaster in the works. And I'm going to ask DeMarco Dude. DeMarco Dude, tell me why. tell me why that they haven't fixed Fallout 4. They just messed it up and left it. I believe
I feel way too tall over here.
in my heart of hearts, I do not have a source. This is just my opinion. But in my heart of hearts, I believe that, yes, I think we're going to get a Fallout 4 remaster eventually. Anyway, I think they're already working on it. In fact, the Unreal Engine and all that. And I'm anxious to see what a newer Bethesda game will look like with that Unreal Engine. Same thing that Oblivion had. So let me go through a few more things that are coming out. Again, I know there's a lot of Fallout 76 talk that we need to have, the crossplay, the big update that's coming, the builders update that's coming.
I need a new chair.
But there is a lot coming to Bethesda this year that we already know about. I'm going to mention some things that we kind of know about, but I think it's coming this year as well. Fallout New Vegas remake, Pharaoh, yes. If they don't do that, if they don't do a Fallout New Vegas remake with season 2 going to New Vegas, then they are crazy. They're absolutely Oh, by the way, we probably got demonetized already.
Oh gosh, what'd you say? What did you talk about?
Well, you was petting Walter, and then I said I'm not gonna say it again. I said they dropped said something great, But I said the BOMB on YouTube. You can't do that.
You can't talk about those things on YouTube.
I know. Anyway, Fallout Shelter. Since we're talking about Fallout, I want to talk about Fallout Shelter just a minute. I know y'all don't care, but I'm gonna give this to you. The 10th anniversary of Fallout Shelter just passed. What?
I watched all of the Fallout stuff.
You did, and liked it, by the way. She was like, "When's season 2 coming?" That was the first thing she said. Fallout Shelter just had its 10th anniversary, and it also hit, y'all listen to this, it hit 230 million downloads. That's unreal. So for the 10th anniversary and for the download, they have put new content in it and special bonuses if you log back in. So very cool. Between the, let's see, it's between the, I think it's the 16th and the 21st of this month. If you log back in, you will get special party favors, including lunchboxes, Nuka-Cola, and more. And like I said, there are new quests and stuff in it too. I like Fallout Shelter, always have. I do wonder though. That made me wonder with that
game I used to play.
Yeah, with that little bitty news thing coming out. I wonder what has Montreal been doing. DeMarco, what has Montreal, Bethesda Game Studios Montreal been working on? They are the mobile studio. I know we just got the Elder Scrolls thing, but there was actually a part 2 or a newer Fallout Shelter a long time ago that came out in Japan. Japan has it right now. Why we never got it over in the United States, I don't know. I'm wondering maybe with the TV show coming, I said all that to say, coming up in December, could we get a mobile drop with another Fallout game? That would be really cool if we got a Fallout game in December.
I feel like I'm really out of place here.
Why? This is where you belong.
This is awkward.
This is your family.
My face is puffy today for some reason.
Why is it puffy?
My hair is frizzy because it's raining in Arkansas.
And you have no makeup on.
I have no
Your
makeup
eyes
on.
look like you got goggles on.
Why do my eyes look like that?
I don't know what's going on.
And if I sit so I'm not hunchback,
out of the camera.
Got my whole goiter showing.
Out of the camera. What else are we going to see this year from Bethesda?
Canada. You can't depend on. Oh, those are.
What's in Canada? I missed it. Oh, Montreal. I'm a little slow, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
DeMarco says the Elder Scrolls 8 mobile edition. I'm not going to say anything about the Elder Scrolls Castles. It didn't win me over very much. That's a waste of a studio in my opinion. But I know that this is the deal, guys.
That wasn't nice.
I know we got to get serious. Fallout Shelter is still the highest revenue thing that Bethesda Game Studios has ever done. So if you wonder why we have a whole studio dedicated to mobile games, that's why. Instead of a studio dedicated to giving Fallout content or Elder Scrolls content, we've got mobile content dedicated all the time. That's too much in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Not that he's very opinionated.
Just my humble little opinion. Dale says you look fine.
Your humble opinion?
Humble, yes. Dale said you look fine, by the way.
Humble little opinion.
Dale says you look fine, by the way.
I know. I already said thank you.
Okay, let's talk for just a minute. I know I'm jumping around, but I wanted to get to everything up front, and then we can go back and talk about it more in depth. What do you believe that we're going to get anyway, or are we going to get anything either at QuakeCon or GamesCon? They both no, they both come out the same month.
Why not?
Because I don't know how to use them little hooks.
I told you there was the instructions. You were like, I do it by myself.
Men don't read instructions.
And I said, well, then here's the hooks.
No, I was hurt.
Here's the instructions.
I was hurting too bad to do it. It's the truth. Do y'all think we're going to get an announcement either at QuakeCon or at GamesCon? Here is another video I'm going to say, and I'm going to plead for Bethesda to get back to what you were doing before COVID.
May not like you right now. Didn't you bash them the other day?
No, I bashed Microsoft, and I said it may be Bethesda's fault, but I bet it's Microsoft.
The whole interview thing?
Yeah, I thought it was dumb. Anyway,
it's been a full moon. Have y'all noticed? And he's been a little opinionated.
I mean, they said in an interview what is coming to Fallout 76
phase of the moon
at the showcase, but didn't tell the fans. Yeah, I'm going to beat up on them for that just a little bit, but I think it was probably Microsoft's decision. What I was saying is get back to what QuakeCon used to be. We went to QuakeCon. You didn't go the first year. I took Garrett, I believe, and then you went for 2 years. We went 3 years in a row. You didn't go the first year, did you?
I didn't.
But we went. What are you laughing about? What did I do? You did go 2 years. Okay. And we.
Yeah, I was having news interviews while you were in Dallas. I was doing news interviews. Yeah, that's the right phrase.
News interviews.
Yeah.
I remember trying to get internet so I could do a podcast with Skolzy.
Yes,
I remember that.
You did have a little
because I was late. All hail the king. Thank you.
He had a little moment of
worry.
Not humbleness.
Not humbleness.
He also saw Todd.
I did get to meet Todd. Yes,
not another humble moment.
It was
must have been a full
another full moon. Another full moon. But we can talk about our Todd meeting if you want to.
No,
I loved it
because Todd may be watching this, and Todd probably would have no recollection. There was a redhead in a power chair.
Yeah, a wheelchair that he didn't get to meet, did he?
I don't know that he didn't have the opportunity. He simply was tied up with.
Yeah, there was a lot of people rushed him. I did get to talk.
But David Garner was.
Not David Gardner. Jeff Gardner.
Jeff Gardner.
And what was Chris's name? I missed it earlier. Do you remember Chris? Something like May. Chris. What was Chris's name? I love. He was a great guy.
That was a long time ago, though.
I know. Anyway,
the point was they need to go back to in-person mess.
Yes, it was a mini E3 at QuakeCon. It was so good. I don't know why they. Well, I know why they stopped. They stopped for COVID. But and then when
COVID ruined the world.
And then when they started QuakeCon back, the last few years we have gotten a little bit of information through QuakeCon, but it's all been by stream. They weren't there. It wasn't, it wasn't
I
the old
still don't
QuakeCon.
understand all those people with computers going into that giant room.
Well, when it was all that it was an awesome thing. But anyway, they're playing Quake. They're doing Quake Championships is what
Still
they're
don't
doing.
understand that.
Well, that's what it was originally
That's
there
why it was
for.
called Quake.
Press pass from QuakeCon right there. It's off the camera now because you had to move the camera. You had to be on camera.
You can move it back.
She's a little salty today too.
I am a little salty today
Mm-hmm.
because he had full moon.
I did not.
And it wasn't a pants down kind.
But the first part of August is QuakeCon. And then DeMarco may know, I believe it's around somewhere the 12th, somewhere in there, 17th. I don't know. It's one of them teens, is GamesCon in August. So we have both of them coming in August. And I say that to say, hopefully we'll get a Fallout 76 announcement. We'll get what's coming this fall and winter.
They'll
And we'll get a
probably be
Starfield
right in the
announcement
middle
as
of
well.
Rosemary.
Yeah, we'll get a Starfield announcement as well. And maybe, I don't think so now. I really don't. I think it's going to be next year, but we might even get the ZeniMax announcement about their coming MMO at Gamescom. Those are the possibilities we've got at QuakeCon or Gamescom. They are so close together. I wish they would make Bethesda. If you're listening, please make QuakeCon what it once was.
Did you hang your Elvis picture?
No, it's over there.
No, this giant one.
No, it's just sitting there.
Oh, what's it sitting on?
A box? I don't know. Hey,
Does it look like it is?
hey, pay attention. Hey, Mr. Surfer, what's going on? Fallout Season 2 is scheduled to be released in December.
Stupid YouTube.
You're going to have to pull up something. Yeah, it keeps giving me.
No.
I got to wait on the. There we go. 76 is supposed to get its biggest update at the end of the year. That's what we're talking about. Expedition raid to the Mojave to bring the AMR back. Me and Joe talked about it. And again, if y'all hadn't seen that podcast go, you can hear all of our speculations. I really, truly believe it's going to be an expansion of the current map right around West Virginia. Joey thought we were going to get a new map, whether going to California, New Vegas, wherever. And I would be for that. I don't know how lore friendly it would be to take a vertibird all the way across the United States. I don't think I'd want to ride in one of them all the way across the United States. I'd ride in one of them, yes, but not that far.
Ride in a what?
A vertibird, one of those double helicopters, the double helicopters.
I don't want in a helicopter.
Yep. I've ridden in helicopters before. I just hadn't ridden in a vertibird.
Want in a helicopter.
But I really believe the update is going to be right around West Virginia. Whether we go more into Virginia, whether we go toward Washington, D.C., I think those are probably the two biggest chances that we get. Might go toward the pit again, toward Pittsburgh. And again, if you're in West Virginia and you know a really good area right around West Virginia or right around the map, I would love to see them expand some of the things that's already in the map. But I've been saying that for 7 years. Finish the White Spring. There's still doors in the White Spring you can't get through. That's got the hand buzzer. Finish the Enclave part and really go into the Enclave. I would love that in the White Spring.
Who knows? Wait a minute. I have a question.
Let me finish. Go ahead.
Who knows where they filmed the show?
Fallout TV show?
Yeah. Don't answer.
It was several locations.
You know which location I'm talking
about. Did you realize the Enclave part was hinted at? Would you open up?
It has something in common
Would you
with
open
Arkansas.
up the chat in this? Turn it down first.
I don't know how to work your stuff.
Well, where's your phone? They hinted at new Enclave stuff when the expeditions came out. In fact, you can talk to two people inside the White Spring Refuge now, the part that was added during the pit and Atlantic City, that literally talk about the Enclave without saying the Enclave. If y'all haven't done that, it's really neat. So it really hints at future content. Talk,
I
talk,
was getting there.
talk to him, honey.
I don't have anything to say.
You don't have anything to say.
No.
You always have something to say.
Did you ride in a helicopter before or after your fear of heights kicked in?
My fear of heights has always been there. Always been there. Turn it down if it's not down.
I think I already did that.
Okay. That should be when you X out of that. Okay. I rode in a helicopter actually when I was young, but then I did most of my riding in a helicopter when I was a police officer. We rode in helicopters trying to spot drugs. That was.
Did you get rescued off the rooftop in a helicopter?
Why did you have to bring that up? That really happened.
I know.
Very quick, and we'll go back to gaming. I chased a guy on foot into a building, and when you're running, you're not thinking.
The adrenaline's kicked in.
Yeah, and he got on the outside of this building, climbing up the drain poles and stuff that were outside, the pipes that were outside, and I just shimmied right up after him on this 3-4 story building in Little Rock, and got to the top, arrested him, handcuffed him, and then said, "Oh crap, there's no door to get off of this building." Literally, there was no way to get off the top of the building except for going back down the drain pipe. And
You didn't want to shimmy down?
No, so
you
I
could have shimmied quicker on the way down. You could have sent him first.
So I got on the radio and I said, "Y'all going to have to get a fire truck here or something." And they did. The fire truck came and rescued me off the top of the building.
Did you just hop right over to that ladder, baby?
No, I didn't. Because the ladder came to about that close to the top. You had to take that leap of that first step of faith. Oh, it was awful. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Ooh. Pharaoh said it would be Christmas all over again or early before Christmas. Either way, yeah, we're going to get something great in December. But y'all be thinking about this through this podcast. Do you think we might get something else again? Fallout. I've mentioned 3 things that could possibly be coming in the future. A new Fallout mobile game, which I think is very realistic. Seeing that Japan, I almost said Japan like I used to. Japan already has a new Fallout game. They've had it for years, so I mean they could literally take that one and upgrade it a little bit and give it to us. And it looks really, really cool. Or is it too soon? I think it is, but is it too soon for the Fallout 3, Fallout 4 remaster, Fallout New Vegas remaster, or a Fallout spinoff? See, there's a lot of things that I think are either in the works or about to be in the works. But December's just a little soon. Maybe that's why they scheduled this Fallout 76 thing for December, so they would have something ready, and it's kind of interesting to look back now. You see that we kind of had a hiatus where we didn't have as much, and I think they're going to make sure and have it really, really, really ready. And I think they could have released it earlier, is what I'm saying, but they're going to give it to us in December because there's going to be an influx of new players coming in December.
Why?
Because of the TV show. Fallout 76 hit the highest numbers it ever had during the TV show. Fallout 4 hit numbers even above Fallout 76. It was amazing. I enjoyed 76. I thought 76 was too ambitious for the time. If 76 was released on the current generation, it could have been even bigger. Absolutely. They were very ambitious, and I will say this, as much as I loved it from the start, I loved it from the beta. uh, I mean, I understood the bugs. I played New Vegas. I know about bugs, but um, I think they probably did release it a little too soon. It wasn't cooked enough, as you say. And the sad part is they didn't understand the Fallout community and how the Fallout community would react. They literally made the game as a piece player versus player game. They really did. They thought there was going to be everybody taking each other out, either with nukes or with weapons or whatever in the game, and that just didn't happen. Fallout 76 has had since the very beginning the best community. I mean, the people set up shop by Vault 76 just to give people stuff. You know, they're really. I have had. I think I have been griefed once or twice in 7 years, and y'all know how much I play.
Well, you just messed that up.
No, I mean it just doesn't happen with the normal players. It's probably just some kid that gets on for a minute. He was given a copy of it. He don't even know what Fallout is. Because if they would have known the Fallout community, they would have built it more toward that, but they built it more toward that player versus player. And uh, Fallout, I liked it without the NPCs. Now I understand why people didn't. I like the atmosphere that it had. To me, the first time you stepped out into Fallout 76 into West Virginia, knowing there is not one other person alive but other than the other players, but there's not another person out there that lived. I mean, that it was so it felt so Fallout. It really did. It was immersing to me, being only robots around. It was even more immersive to me because I was making my own story. And in Fallout 76, that's the deal. If you're good at making your own story, that's what Fallout 76 is. Fallout 76 is a sandbox. That's all. That's really what it is. The story of 76, there's not really any story to the main quest line. All it is you're going from faction to faction to faction. Half the dadgum main story is a tutorial just telling you about the game. So you really have to make your own story. Yeah, but of course I like that for an RPG. It is a role playing game, but a lot of people like their handheld. So there you go. Mr. Surfer, what do you want me to call you since I'm not going to say the first part of your name? Well, Fallout 3 has more evidence of happening first because it was on the court documents. Absolutely true. I do call him Surfer. I call him Dang Surfer sometimes. No other Fallout
him is a her
projects were listed. Surf, call him Surf. Well, I'm just guessing it's a he. I don't know. Why did you put my drink out of the way? Are you even paying attention? What are you doing?
I was reading a text message, and then my ADHD kicked in.
Wow.
And I checked something else.
We are 40 minutes into the podcast.
My friend just got done with surgery.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll let you off the hook this year, the last couple of things I want to talk about, we did, I believe, talk about it last podcast, but that's all right. It's Bethesda Game Studios, so I know there's a lot of interest. Number one is Starfield, of course. With Starfield's DLC, there's got to be a huge announcement coming this year. It's got to be either at QuakeCon or Gamescom that it's going to happen. And then again, as I said just a minute ago, the ZeniMax online game, the MMO. And I would love to just hear from you guys. What kind of MMO would you guys play that ZeniMax made? We know we have the Elder Scrolls now. If it's a Starfield MMO, like I think, would you play it? Or would it have to be something else? Just let me know down in the comments. When is the next Oblivion stream? Thank you for asking that, Baxter. And look at that beautiful crown by his name. Aren't those crowns pretty?
Gorgeous.
I love the King's Crew crowns. I asked, you're not paying attention
I
again.
was gonna pick her up.
Well, if you want to, that's fine.
Really, if you'll call her, you can pick her up and hand her to me.
Come here, King King. Um,
You can't go that way, goofball.
when it comes to the streams, the last few, I have ran a poll to see what everybody wanted me to play, and the last two times, Baxter, it's come down to Fallout 76 and Starfield. One time I did Starfield, one time I did 76, but 76 won one time and Starfield won the other. But they are above for some reason right now, above Oblivion. But I am going to play Oblivion again on stream for sure, because as y'all know, what else is coming out for Oblivion? It's actually a Skyrim mod, but Sky Oblivion is coming out this year as well, and I will definitely be streaming that at least once or twice. But yes, I will do Oblivion again. I know my Elder Scrolls fans won't want to see that. So, well, guys, we
I
come to
still
the
want to stream Frogger.
well, we can have an old school gamer night streaming. Of course we can. You've never asked. I didn't know you wanted to do that. We can have an Intellivision
I feel
versus
like
Atari.
everyone on here.
Do you want to have an Intellivision
older
versus
ones.
Atari?
No, because I can't play your Intellivision mess. Nobody worth anything played in television.
Intellivision was special.
That's true.
Everybody had that stupid
Special.
Atari. You had to be special to have the little circle controller. And that was it wasn't a joystick, it was this little circle that you did. Yeah. Y'all, if you don't know what Intellivision is, you need to look up the controllers.
You're
They
not
were pretty
missing
cool.
anything.
Intellivision is awesome. We actually have a new version of an old Intel. I would love
Spaceballs 2 announcement.
that. Hey, yes, that is coming. Uh, but I would love to have a retro gamers night. Now we would have to do something more fun than Frogger, though.
Frogger is fun. So is Pac-Man, and I beat you in Pac-Man.
That's why we'd have to do something more fun than those games. What kind of games did you like other than Frogger and Pac-Man? Did you like Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Oh, come on.
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. Yeah.
Missile Command.
Yeah.
Asteroids.
Pong.
I wasn't big into Pong. Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Really though, Frogger and Pac-Man were like
Pitfall. Yes, my favorite. Hey, look, and it's actually the Atari version right here. Pitfall. Pitfall and Intellivision was one of my. It was really my first game to ever binge all night long. Do you have a memory of the first game that you played all night long and the sun came up and you was like, oh no, the sun's up?
We weren't allowed to do that.
Well, it was a Friday night.
That's because you were special.
And I was special. Yes. But yes, Pitfall. I absolutely love Pitfall. But believe it or not, them kind of games today make me hurt really bad. They're stressful because you get.
Okay, so at the furniture store today,
Mhm.
because we went and found a refrigerator finally
Mhm.
that is getting delivered Monday. So thankful. Anyway, would you believe the furniture that is coming back out is really
70s?
really, really retro furniture? And I was like, this is so
Is it
stinking
70s,
cool.
80s? What is it?
It's like 70s vibe. Yes.
Cool. That's
like
cool.
the space kind of chairs and just it's crazy.
Is orange and green coming back as main colors?
There were browns, like
yeah,
all the browns.
Orange, green, and brown was the color in the
and
70s.
Like the designs that went up and down and yeah, it's all coming back.
And shag carpet. Oh man, the 70s was great.
Shag carpet was comfortable.
And Elvis was alive. The 70s was great.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay, guys, we come to the part of the podcast. As you can see, we're just having a little fun now. If there's a subject you'd like to talk about, please, and I'm a little bit early on it, but that's okay. Please bring it up in the chat. We can talk about anything you want. We can talk about anything we have from the podcast so far, or if there's something coming up, maybe it's Clockwork Revolution, The Outer Worlds 2, whatever you want to talk about. It don't even have to be Bethesda. Bring it up now before the podcast is over, and we can enjoy this time together. I love the KingCast because we get to meet you one on one like this, and it's really cool. You're back on your phone again.
I was trying to see when Coca-Cola shirts came out. It says 86, but was it
Yeah,
really 86?
It was the 80s. Yeah,
Wow.
I could have told you that.
I know it was the 80s, but I thought it was earlier 80s.
Oh, I wish James was on the stream. He would love this. Some of y'all are not going to know what in the world it's about. Even the Queen didn't know, but there is a new shirt in the King's.
Jordache jeans were in 78. Do y'all remember Jordache jeans?
I do.
Did y'all like girls that had Jordache jeans
Yes.
with the colored thread in them?
Yes.
I saved and saved.
You know, not everybody
saved.
on here is as old as we are.
I saved and saved to buy my own.
But now that's the early 80s
of
again.
Jordache jeans. 78 is when they came in. I was between 5th and 6th grade, I think, when I bought my first pair. I think they were like $12. And they had blue thread. And I was so proud, you guys. And I took my Huskies, Sarah Gay and Natasha, walking with my jeans on.
I'm just waiting
while I wore my roller skates. And then I told them to mush
with her little pigtails.
And I ruined my jeans.
She was a cute little girl. I didn't know her then, but I have seen pictures. There is a new shirt in the King's store. So it is based on
a bit older. How much of a bit older do you think I am?
It is would you let me finish?
I'm sorry.
I'm advertising right now.
I'm talking.
I'm advertising. It is
what are you advertising?
The shirt that I made that's in the store.
I didn't understand it, which meant y'all will.
Yeah, it is based off one of our live stream jokes about glowing meat. So
you never made a floater shirt.
Oh, I need to do that. Yeah, I've got to get a picture of a
do
floater.
You
unless you can draw
episode?
It. It's a floater, the Queen says. Yeah, that would be a good shirt. But yes, there is a glowing meat shirt right now in the King store. So go check that out. There's several things that are the funny things like that in the store if you want to check them out. I do have my King's jacket on the back of my chair right here. Absolutely. Gen X. You know what? I don't.
Wait. Late 60s birthday?
No, we are early 70s.
No.
We're early 70s kids.
That's really not that far before my birthday, though, but it sounds like
it sounds like it is.
I'm like, I was born in 71, by golly.
Now, you just told them how old you are.
I don't care. They're going to be a year off because where my birthday is.
And I was born in 72, which means she's older than me.
By 6 whopping months.
She's older than me.
6 months.
I got me an older woman, y'all.
Definitely more mature.
Older women. I'm more mature? Well, thank you, baby. Jacket from New Vegas, I mean. Yeah, it's got the King's patch on it. It's got the King's patch on it. See? There it is.
What are you going to do now?
It's my favorite jacket of all time. It's got the Kings.
That's because Gen X really was a great period of time, you guys.
It's got KingFanMan on this sleeve. I like my name, I guess. It's got KingFanMan Starfield on this sleeve. And then it's got KingFanMan on the front.
We played 8-track cassettes.
Gen X is up to 80. So we're Gen X too. See, I didn't know what Gen I was.
Do y'all realize we played 8-track cassettes? Like the cars had 8 tracks in them. And our grandchildren.
I bet you.
Our grandchildren do not know what a DVD is.
I bet you. Oh, really? That's right. I bet you I could tell about your age if you told me what your first video game was that you played.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
My first video game was Atari.
And that gives it away when the era is. I mean, Atari started with Pong.
I don't think I played Pong. Maybe I just didn't
actually
like
don't.
it.
I don't know if Pong was on Atari or
I
not. It
don't
may have
feel
been.
like it was.
Actually, there was a Pong by itself. That's all you got was Pong because that is the first one.
This we got off of Etsy. I
Uh,
think.
yeah, you can get them several places though. Just look up the King's Patch,
There are different sizes
and
different ones.
if you want it on a leather jacket, you're going to have to find somebody very special to sew it. I wanted that for a while, but I just put it on this one because I got all the other stuff. Maybe I'll get me a leather jacket one of these days and do another King's jacket. Then I look really cool. I do have two.
You look really something.
You like my jacket, you've said. You don't like the King's jacket?
Do y'all know that King has a style?
Yeah, I always wear the same thing.
Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Like, he will be going through the house going, "It's so hot in here." And I'm like, take the shirt off.
No, it's my style. This is what I wear. This is what I wear. By the way,
if it's the wintertime, he wants to wear a sweatshirt with a little cuff here.
Here's a cool
and
shirt.
A little cuff down here.
I will.
And the lines going up and down on it. Look.
I will remind the Queen as she's here. Look at all these crowns now. If you would like to join the King's crew,
look, y'all know that I have great intentions, but I am not going to get it done.
We are designing a shirt for the King's crew.
He has a mouse in his pocket.
Oh, I'm just going to design it and say, here.
I have grass to cut.
Do you?
Yeah.
How often is it being cut?
Front yard's been cut 3 times.
All of it?
Do y'all cut your grass, or do you want your wife to cut your grass? And if your wife cuts your grass, do you gripe that she hasn't cut it all at one time?
Oh my God.
Or do you just say, honey, I appreciate you cutting the yard for me? What do y'all do?
Do you make your husband feel guilty for having lupus?
Oh, that's some BS.
You will not let me mow the yard. I tried the other day and almost had a heart attack.
I also don't tell you.
I don't
We should stop this right now.
I don't either.
We should stop.
I love you. Give me 5. Give me 5. No, that's a half a bird. Don't do that. Tell me real quick. We've got about 8 minutes left. We're going to stay with you. We're just having fun now. But, was that something bad? I did find a couple of things to give away. We're going to have a giveaway on the next KingCast.
I don't mail those out well either. Just telling you.
Well, I can do that now. But tell me what the first game you were that you played.
Surfer Mo's She Gardens.
That's awesome. Tell me what is the first game you played inside your home? Because I played games in the arcade, like, you know.
Did you go in the ball pit in the arcade?
No, there were video games there. I never did the physical things. I didn't throw the ball on the
roller skate to islands in the stream.
No.
Yes, you did.
No, that was after my roller skating time.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was after my roller skating time. How old were you roller skating? 18? How old were you? Islands in the Stream came out in the 90s, I think.
Somebody Google Kenny Rogers, Islands in the Stream.
We weren't that young.
Islands in the Stream.
And mowing grass, is that a metaphor for something? Oh. I love it when the KingCast gets like this at the end and somebody comes in expecting Bethesda content and they're like, what's going on here? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
When was Islands in the Stream released?
89.
No, 1983, in our roller skating era.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
along with swinging.
I guess. Now,
Just
I
a
did know that,
swingin'.
but our roller skating rink played rock music. They didn't play Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers.
Who doesn't roller skate to Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers?
Our roller skating rink played I Love Rock and Roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
Were you still roller skating as a teenager?
Look that one up. That's 1981.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just asking.
No. I think the 6th grade was the last time I went. I felt
Kool-Aid Man Atari. Maybe kind of hard to
Oh,
remember.
I love that game. By the way, if you hand it in, you got that game on Intellivision if you mailed in like several Kool-Aid proofs of purchase, you got it for free. Did y'all know that?
The
Yes.
Kool-Aid Man was awesome.
I did that. I actually made my mom. You mail in them proofs of purchase for grape Kool-Aid. I love grape Kool-Aid, and it loved me too.
We drank Tang.
Grape Kool-Aid, man.
We had Tang.
I had a Gatorade bottle that I just carried around all the time with grape Kool-Aid in.
Because you were special.
I was special. It was one of those first Gatorade bottles that ever came out. It was like this big. Anyway. We're reliving it. Kool-Aid Man Atari may be kind of hard to remember. No, I had it on in television. I forgot about Kool-Aid Man. That is awesome that you said that. I actually played it. I got it.
We have a couple of Ataris.
Well, he actually friended me on 76, so we're going to do the raids together.
Atari 2600 came with Pong.
Okay.
I don't know what Ataris we have in the living room, but we have a couple.
I thought it might have.
We have the original and then
a bigger one, a newer one. And we have the Intellivision too. And
we have the Intellivision remake.
Intellivision was Atari with better graphics. For you that don't know. Intellivision was the high class Atari.
I want to gleek on you.
The people in the hood was playing Atari. And that's
you are not out of trouble near enough to call me living in the hood. I grew up in the country shucking corn and doing purple
doing what?
Peas.
Doing what to corn?
Shucking.
Don't say. Why is that doing that? Every time it goes to a commercial, it goes to a black screen.
I don't
know. Obviously, you're not watching the chat anymore.
I'm watching it up there.
I hope y'all have had fun tonight. Is there anything else that y'all want to say or do before we go? We got to get out of here. I'm making her mad, so we better quit. I joined the Discord. We can set a time. Awesome. You're on my Discord. Great.
Joust.
If y'all want.
Jeremy loved Joust on Atari.
Joust was good. Pitfall was my favorite. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I'm on Intellivision now, but Pitfall, Dungeons and Dragons. I love the race cars. I love
I'm not very good at that though.
What else?
You and Wolfman are much better at the racing than I am.
Yeah.
I kind of wreck. I'm not good at that.
And then I kind of had a gap in my video game thing. I went from Intellivision to Sega Genesis. So I'm sure there were some things in there.
Boy then.
Yeah, I was a big boy then. That was what I had when I moved out on my own, because
Jack Black did the advertisement for Pitfall.
He sure did. Yeah, he sure did. In fact, if y'all haven't seen it, little promotion here. I did a history of Bethesda Part 1. Y'all go back and watch it, and Jack Black is actually on that video. I show that with Pitfall. But it goes through all the games that are associated with Bethesda from the very beginning to, I think, Morrowind. So it's a pretty neat thing. There's some weird things on there like Home Alone, Where's Waldo? I mean, they did some pretty weird games. No, I did not have a Nintendo. I never did the Nintendo. I was always Sega. And the second game that I stayed up all night long for was Doom. And that was on my Sega. I had the 32X. If y'all remember, Sega went from the Sega Genesis, then you plugged this thing in that was 32X, and then you plugged this other thing in that was Sega CD. So I had this big Frankenstein thing by the end. But to play Doom is why I had to buy the 32X. It
And
was
then-
upgraded from 16 bit.
And then we had Wolfman.
And then we had Wolfman, and he's and then he started getting the PlayStations. He had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and we kept all of that until the PlayStation. Did we have a PlayStation 3? I don't even know if we did.
Yeah.
Is that what I turned in?
I think so.
I think the PlayStation, whatever Fallout 4 was on.
It was a full moon that day too.
I got so upset at
full moon.
Sony for not releasing mods and not releasing the DLCs on time and all that, that I grabbed our Sony and all of our games and took it to the game store and turned it in for an Xbox and a copy of Fallout 4 and was happy. And I've been Xbox ever since. So
just marched his little self right down
there. But we were Sony from the very beginning.
Wolfman was like, "You sure about this, Dad?"
Yep. And I said, "I am sure." And being a Bethesda guy, I mean, it's always been you get stuff before on Xbox. Well, guys, I have enjoyed the stream. Thank you, honey, for being here. Forgive me for everything. I love you. You are the greatest and the best.
I know that.
Wow, you're humble. Thank you for being here, though.
Would you rub my back, though? It really hurts.
I don't, right there.
Down. No, down. Oh, right there. Right. Up. Right. Yeah. Right there.
Don't start. Don't tap your leg. Don't tap your leg.
I love you.
We love you guys. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you, every King member. Thank you for all the support. Thank y'all for watching the stream. Please like it before you go. God bless you. Have a great weekend.
Stay safe.
Bye, guys.